Welcome to your daily focus for July the 27th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you so very, very much for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. I do send it right back at you. Truly, I do. Wishing you joy and abundance and happiness in your path forward. That all the beauty comes your way in life, that you realize the beauty perhaps of you. That was yesterday, wasn't it? Realizing the beauty of you. Now, let's see what the cards have in store for us today. That was a wild, weird cut. Okay, so we have the Fool, new paths going forward. We have Temperance, balance. Are we feeling the balance today? Moon is in Taurus. We probably are feeling the balance, or we feel more secure when we're feeling the balance around us. And we have the Ace of Wands, so our thoughts, our thoughts, and that's usually thoughts towards how to bring in balance in our life. Let's get an Angel card. So maybe today is feeling the energy around us, understanding where the balance is. We have the Fool, so we're looking at new paths forward, doing new things, maybe unique things, maybe things that we never contemplated before. Maybe we are striving for the unique experience, the new experience. That could very well be. And yet we want the comfort of total balance in our life and security. We want it all. And then we have recuperation, 52. Now 5 plus 2 is 7. So today, with recuperation, we have a wand here. It's probably more of a mental kind of day for us rather than an active day for us. Because recuperation is going to ask us to settle down, maybe feel the balance in our life. But let's start at the Fool. Now, the Fool is the very first card in the tarot deck. The 0, the Fool, the beginning of our journey. And each card along the way gives us the story of the Fool. So we are essentially the Fool. Now, when the Fool starts out his journey, and many times he's got this backpack across his back, he's always got the little dog with him, and the dog is usually hanging on for dear life as the Fool runs forward and jumps off the cliff into his new path forward. He doesn't give it much thought, and he learns a lot of lessons along the way. And as he learns his lessons along the way, he picks up immeasurable wisdom. So, brand new paths, they may be scary. They may be very scary. There might be this big fear factor that we don't want to perhaps lose our balance. But the wisdom that we gain on our path is truly immeasurable. Now, if you look, the hourglass, which shows up many times in this deck, it's full of sand right now. We are at the beginning. Oh, I don't know why my computer is doing that. But it keeps shutting me off. So, it happened yesterday too, just towards the end of the video. It just all of a sudden, that's it, no more video. So we'll just have to splice again. So I'm sorry the video is late. So our hourglass, I think I was saying, is full of sand. It's the beginning of our journey. Just maybe a couple of grains has fallen through. No more than that. So we are looking at the beginning of our journey. Now we are going towards a new moon. And as we go towards this new moon, and what is the new moon in? Leo? Is it Leo well, it was Cancer last time. So it would have to be Leo, I would assume. So what a beautiful place to have a new moon and to start new journeys forward. And Mars is picking up speed. And Mars will soon be entering Sagittarius. So there's a lot of energy to be had in going forward. There'll be a lot of drive, a lot of determination. I think time will start to move very quickly for us, if it hasn't already started to pick up speed, where all of a sudden you're looking at the calendar and you're going, seriously? It's already the end of the month? It's already the beginning of the month? Where does the time go? What did I do? What did I accomplish? What am I going to accomplish? I've got to use my time wisely. And there's the hourglass saying, use your time wisely. And this poor little dog here is just hanging on for dear life. He's going for the ride of a lifetime. And so are you. But there is a fear factor. There's a fear factor in stepping off that cliff. Is there something that's going to catch us? Are we going to fall to oblivion? And so we have temperance here, where we are looking at the balance in our life, the security in our life, what we have mastered when it comes to balance, and where we need to bring in balance in our life. And especially if we are looking at new beginnings in our life, how do we incorporate that new beginning into our life so that we still feel like that we are strong enough going forward, like we have a solid foundation still underneath us? And that's the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is really thinking about how to bring in the balance, how to go forward in new paths, but how to have the balance throughout going forward. So I think today is more of a, we're contemplating the path forward. We're contemplating how it will all go together. We're looking at the different things that can be. You know, we could be looking at very unique paths forwards too. For many of you, if you're being honest with yourself, it's something unique, something new, a new experience, a new way of being, a new way of becoming. Maybe your creativity is just off the wall right now. Maybe your thinking process is right off the wall right now with what you can do, who you can become, what is actually open to you, and the whole world is truly open to you. The saddest thing I ever hear is, you know, I wish I was 16 again or 18 again, just starting my life because I could do all that. I remember having a conversation with a gentleman, he was 50, and he says, I wish I was a lawyer. And I said, well, how long does it take to become a lawyer? And he, X number of years. And I said, so become a lawyer. And he goes, oh, I'll be too old. And I go, well, how long do you plan on living? 10, 20, 30, 40 years? I think you got lots of time to do something in your life, to start something new, to begin again. I think Colonel Sanders, when he started this Kentucky Fried Chicken chain, I think he was in his 60s. At least his 60s. And he didn't have a good life up till that point. That chicken recipe really took off for him. So don't allow, you know, when we're looking at our balance, when we're looking at our security, the last thing you should ever say is, oh, well, if I was younger. Well, what's wrong with now? Let's say you're 60. So you got another, you know, lifespan these days are, you know, 90s, right? Another 30 years. You change your diet, you start incorporating some exercise so that you're rejuvenating yourself, that you're feeling younger every day, and go after your dreams. Go back to school. My mom actually did a 24-hour aerobic marathon when she was in her 60s. She started the aerobics class. She took aerobics for about 2 years, and then she was in there, and she was the oldest one at the time. And then she's, you know, getting closer to 90 now, but so, you know, it's never too late to start a new path. And if you're young, please don't think that you are wedged into a certain way of doing things, of living your life. The whole world is always open to all of us going forward. Every day is a new opportunity for miracles in our life. Every day is a new opportunity to start something new, to step into a new beginning. So really, it's just where you are putting the limitations on yourself that is going to hold you into a certain set of rules, set of values that doesn't allow you to move forward. And maybe you're saying, well, it's my health, you know, I can't really do much right now. Sure you can. With the world of the internet, you could blog. And if you're saying, well, I got arthritis, I can't type anymore, then speak it out and let your computer do the typing for you. We're living in a world of technology. Use it so that, you know, don't use your limitations as your excuse not to go forward. Figure out your way through or around that excuse to grow your path forward. We do have the Fool here as our very first card. So this is talking about looking at unique, brand new opportunities, things you have never done before, places that you want to step into, paths that you want to experience. And yes, we're a little worried about our foundations. We get fear because of the unknown. We don't want to go forward. The unknown is there. My goodness, what will we do? But the thing I like the most about the Ace of Wands with this card is that it looks like it's coming from the bowels of the earth, and it is, I mean, the fire just shoots our thoughts, our imaginations up to the universe, up to the heavens. So shoot your thoughts and your dreams up to the heavens, up to the universe. Of how, yes, you want the balance to be in your life, but this is new thoughts, new creativity, new ways of looking at things, new ways of doing, new ways of becoming, new ways of being. And then we have 52, recuperation. So I guess we have a little bit of a pause button here so that we can think these things through, so that we can explore our fantasies, our wants, our desires. Maybe there's something that you wanted to do 10, 20, 30 years ago, and you never had that opportunity to do. Today is recuperation, and it's the 7, the seeker of truth. Can I really do that? Can I go forward in that direction? Could I actually step into that new beginning that I always wanted to step into? And yes, of course there's limitations that we can't do, but we can do it to some extent. There, you know, I knew one guy, and he's very local to me, and he was with, I believe, his nephew, and his nephew wanted to play hockey, but his nephew was in a wheelchair. And he went home and he was so upset by the look on his nephew's face that his nephew couldn't play hockey because he would need skates on ice. And how can he do that without, you know, without his legs? How could he play hockey? And so he went home and he actually designed a wheelchair that would work on the ice. And there's teams of them now. I believe it's called sledge hockey. So, and he made that dream come true for his nephew. So maybe it's not your dream, maybe it's somebody else's dream. But you can make it happen. Let's see what our wise animals have to say in the higher intuition deck. So what is the dream? What is the desire? And what is the motivator? Don't worry so much about your balance. Your balance will be there if you are working with passion, if you are working with desire. You can't wait to get out of bed in the morning to tackle that new path. And I don't think we're tackling the new path today. We are looking at what can be in our path. We are looking at what seeds we can plant this new moon. What new projects to start. And anything is possible. It might be a roundabout way of doing things. There might be a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome, but that doesn't mean it's not doable. It just means that you have to work harder. And we have see through the illusion, the dragonfly. See through the illusion. Book opened right up. Accomplishments, inspiration, and wishes. I have realized that the past and the future are real illusions, and they exist in the present, which is what there is, and that is all there is. Dragonfly reminds you that there is a beauty within simple things, and the passion helps to lift the flight. Now is the time for you to reward yourself for every accomplishment, small or large. Shed the sadness from your soul and spirit so that you can see through the illusion you have created that doesn't fit the real you. Pick up some motivational novels, stories, autobiographies, and feel the shift within your vibration. Paste sticky notes around your house, desk, mirror, even your car that have inspirational quotes on them. Share your wishes and dreams with your family or friends. Dragonflies can often be found around water sources, so they represent strong emotion and strong emotion within you. Write a letter to yourself, forgiving yourself of all the times you felt you have failed. Then, add all the accomplishments that you have wanted to complete. It's a time to be true. It's time to be your true self, the one you were born to be. Dragonflies come in a variety of colors and often are seen as magical. One moment their color may look green, the next blue. The message behind the dragonfly is that sometimes life isn't all what it appears to be. See through the illusion that either you or someone else in your life is trying to portray. And I think we need to see through the illusion today of what our path actually holds for us, what we can accomplish, what we can step into, if we truly want that dream, that desire. And I don't think we are jumping off that cliff as much as we are thinking through how we can make that possible in our life. And if you don't think it's possible, especially, people use finances all the time as their scapegoat for I can't be, I can't become, I can't do because I don't have the money. You start raising your vibration by just thinking that it is possible, that the money will come, that somehow the door will open and the opportunity will present itself. You'll be amazed by what that type of energy that you put in your life does for you going forward. Because it does open up opportunities. It does bring in the money. It does bring in the door to walk through. There was one other little part here. Shed the sadness from your soul and spirit so that you can see through the illusion you have created that doesn't fit the real you. And I think there's a dream inside many of us of what we would truly like to do. Maybe it's buried alive. Maybe we have to do some soul searching to actually resurrect it again. Maybe it's something that just arrived yesterday and we thought, oh, that would be so for me. This is a day to start thinking about that unique path forward and how you can truly step into it and go beyond. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.